Anomaly.
Yes, sir. Anomaly take 2.5.
Man, Anomaly take 2.5. We are back at it, bro. I appreciate you, my guy.
Of course.
So
Of course.
technology got us on the first run, man. So we here for point five.
Let them know we got a whole, I ain't gonna call it a blooper episode. We got a behind the scenes cut,
We got a
director's
behind the
cut.
scenes cut. It's over there with the Dr. Dre Chronic album.
Yeah.
Not Chronic. What's the one that never came out? The
Uh,
Dr. Dre
bro, what's the name of that? It was
the
supposed to
Detox.
detox.
It's
Detox
next
was
to the
supposed to drop
Detox. Yeah.
32 times.
Yeah, that's what the episode we just did at. It's right next to the Detox and the Wu-Tang album. You ain't never gonna see it.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
man,
that was a
welcome
whole
back,
little
dog.
island with Frank Ocean up there too.
Yeah,
On the
yeah,
same
Frank Ocean up in there. That Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole tape together. That's
all that.
all
That's
that.
yeah, you got it at
That-
home.
that's where you go find Anomaly episode 2 at. But welcome to 2.5, man. We back. My host, D Ev. My God, what's good, baby?
Man, I'm good, man. Since we was 2.5, I gotta reintroduce
Gotta
myself again, man.
reintroduce yourself.
Yes, sir, man. I'm D. My real name is Derrier. Everybody call me D Everett, man. Like I said, we play my high school basketball here in Michigan. Play small college basketball here. Uh, you know what I'm saying? So just saying, like, talking from my experience as an athlete, as a fan, and just we talking good basketball right here. So just had to get that out there. So I ain't just talking from the side of my neck or no experience.
Yeah, 100%, man. Follow off of that. Also, high school basketball here. Coach's son, my dad, Myron Butler Sr., and then to coach everybody in Detroit. If you came out of Detroit probably before the year 2005, my dad probably coached you or against you. So coach's son, so I got that type of mindset when I watch the game. And no college ball for me. They don't really take too many 5-3 recruits. So here we are. So here we are,
Come
man.
on, man.
But we want to recap a couple of games that we missed over the last 2 weeks. Had a couple of great ones. I want to start off
Yes,
with the
sir.
Nets and the Spurs. Cam Thomas hit the buzzer beater on this game, but it was a lot to unpack, and we saw a lot of good things from I think a very young Spurs team with some potential.
Yeah, I know we talked about DeJounte Murray and the season he having. Not just the game, but the season. Dude, damn near giving you a triple double every night, and it's organic. He not chasing nothing. It's organic, getting everybody involved, playing defense. DeJounte Murray is one of my favorite dudes, one of my favorite guards, man. And I think he's only
Especially
gonna
right
grow.
now. Yeah, he should be in the conversation, honestly, for an All-Star. He's averaging 19, 8, and 8.
Yeah,
At the point guard spot, he's averaging 19, 8, and 8 for you. He's
don't
not
forget
being
the
talked
defense.
about.
Don't forget the defense. He got the long arms. He on
Yes.
ball defense. He playing the passing lanes. And first, let's say how hard it is to actually play good defense on these dudes, bro. These are the best players in the world, and he playing good defense. Like that's it's hard to do in itself. But uh, I know we talking about that Spurs team, and one dude I'm highlighting is Lonnie Walker, and that's a dude I think he can thrive in another situation, and I think he's eventually gonna come into his own. Lonnie Walker's a bucket. He get 25 that game,
Yep.
athletic, can shoot the ball, physical. I think he nice.
Yeah, prototype shooting guard, and Lonnie Walker can get it done in many different areas. And having a guy like DeJounte, 6'4", long that you can pair defensively is kind of magic for the Spurs. Hopefully they can figure it out with both of them together. But also like they got young Josh Primo from Alabama. He's also another guard they got building up.
They
Spurs
got
got
Derek
some young
White.
potential. Derek White. You saw that they just moved Brandon Forbes to open up some more space for these young guards we're talking about. But
Hmm.
San Antonio, they're a couple of big men away from being back in the Western Conference conversation, maybe a couple of years or so. But this Brooklyn Nets team, I love what I saw out of Cam Thomas. Their role players are stepping up gigantic over there. Cam, Patty Mills,
Yeah.
LaMarcus Aldridge. They doing the dirty work, and I think it's important, especially post KD injury.
Oh yeah, for sure. That Nets team is full with some vets, and then you got some rookies who's coming in and just like learning and doing their job. So guys like Kessler Edwards, Day'Ron Sharpe is coming in and they just doing what they're told to do, and it's working out.
Great
And
rim
Cam Thomas
runners.
is a bucket. Cam Thomas is a bucket. He gonna put the ball in the rim. So like, I don't think we're gonna see the full effect, especially in comparison to other rookies right now. So I hope he don't get like lost in the mix. But
Yeah.
like, for those who really like know and got to see him at college, he's straight to it. He's gonna get them buckets, and I don't know if I don't know if he's gonna blossom in the Nets with the Nets next to KD, James, and Kyrie. I don't know if he's gonna blossom there, but he's gonna blossom and be a player.
Yeah, he's definitely a future 20 point per game scorer. I see. The ability to score and the praise he's been getting from Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving already at this young of an age is unheard of. KD's like he can't beat me 1-on-1, but he good though. He can score.
Yeah. Hey, hey, to be honest, to tell you the truth, it's gonna be hard to get a compliment out of KD. KD's
Yeah.
he know what he's talking about, and he kind of stingy with the compliment. So having your peers respect, that's such a big thing as a player, man. So him having his peers respect, James, Kyrie, all those guys, like, and they telling you in your ear, like, yo, you got it. Like that's good for a player. That's good to know as a player, and like that gives you that extra, like, oh, okay, even if
Yeah.
I mess up, like, oh, my guys believe in me. You know what I'm saying? So like only gonna make him better.
And he's kind of in an ideal spot for a young scorer. He can kind of shoot and score unconsciously right now. He doesn't really need to think about it because he's not the scorer. In
Mm.
comparison to the Houston Rockets, you got a guy like Jalen Green is the scorer. You have all that pressure. You have to put the ball in the hole, or we are in trouble as a team. Cam Thomas, we got KD, we got Kyrie, we got James. You can kind of effortlessly take some more shots, and I think he can see the benefit from that.
Yeah, especially coming off the bench. Off the bench is like, yo, like at this point, just go do your job, like go
Yeah.
hoop. And it's like if you fail, all right, one of us gonna
One
pick
of
you up
one
the
of them
slack right
got
after.
you.
One of them, like, come on, man, what a luxury.
Nets, we just see the injury about KD. We will talk about a little bit later in the show. But
Mm.
still highlighting some games. Man, January 11th, I saw Steph Curry and I saw Ja Morant go at it head to head. Ja's got the Memphis Grizzlies playing. He's got them boys playing on all cylinders. The role players are stepping up. I love that Memphis Grizzlies team. I can't lie.
Man, he got them like they like taking on his identity. They remind me of like a little bit of a college team because like how close they are. Like I don't know if you seen like the pic. They got a picture all of them together and
I seen that.
but like Ja's like he's being a great point guard. And with that, I'm saying like he's scoring when he has to score because he has that in his bag. He's scoring when he got to score, and then he's giving the ball up to let guys be themselves. Like
Yeah.
Desmond Bain putting up 18 a game. He might go off for 25 one game. Jaren Jackson, you never know. He might go for 20 a game. He's been up and down due to injuries and whatnot, but
Yeah.
he's a player. And then like Dylan Brooks is out right now. Like Dylan Brooks is out, and like when he comes up, he's another 18, 17 point per game. And Ja lets them do that, but he knows when it's time, it's showtime, is showtime. So I love to see that right now.
It's working out great because not only does John know that, they know that too, which
Yeah.
is like a perfect relationship. They both understand where they stand at. I feel like you said, a college team. I feel like they had that practice where everyone discussed their roles. Coach told them, "This is what I need from you. This is what I need from you." And I feel like right now, sometimes in the NBA, we don't, even in basketball, period, that discussion right now about what your role is and how you can help this team win is kind of something that's forgotten about. But Memphis, man, Zaire Williams, he's been one of my favorite players to watch since he's been healthy this year. I mean, I see some scary potential in his rim running ability.
Yeah, he's nice. He's only like the kid's only 19. Like he ain't even old enough to drink. This boy is hooping. Like he giving you he's stretching the floor a little bit. He getting physical in the paint. I know he got a thin frame. Like I said, he's only 19. He's only
Only
gonna grow.
19.
And that team is well coached. Like that team is well coached. I know a lot of times like we don't get a lot of it's a player driven league, but like that team's well coached. Even when like somebody's missing, they come in and pick back up like nobody left. Tyus Jones is doing a good job of leading that second
Shout out
unit.
Tyus.
And like I think that backup point guard position is so like needed. Like you need that. You need a backup point guard who keeps everything steady so there's no drop off. He's doing a better job scoring the ball too. I know he's one of those guys. He takes care of the ball. And he
Yep.
has he has a high assist to turnover ratio. So I like Tyus Jones. I like that whole bench, man, because they just come in when guys are out and they do their job, and that's it every night.
And everyone on that team, I know you touched at it, they all can dribble, catch, and shoot. Now, they all do that fantastically. Every single person on the Grizzlies. And on the 9th, we saw them give, on the 11th, we saw them give the Warriors some trouble defensively. I think they match up with a lot of teams that people are kind of shocked about. Desmond Bane can rotate. When Brooks is healthy, he'll be able to rotate. Zaire Williams, 6'9", he can check a lot of positions. And Ja is one of the better defenders in the NBA as far as point guards go, which doesn't say much because not many point guards are checking right now. But Ja is one of the better.
Yeah, he's like I said, bro, they dogs. They are like they're
Dogs.
dogs. Like they all hungry and like they not going to a game thinking they're gonna lose. They don't. He didn't beat
Nah.
Steph. He didn't beat KD. He didn't beat Bron. He didn't. You know what I'm saying? So like they never going into a game thinking they're gonna lose. So and that's not just Ja. That's all
The
of them.
whole
All of them.
team.
Like they're ready. They're ready. And like who people talk about like are they real contenders? They believe they are, and that's really all that matters when you're an athlete.
Yep, that's all that matters. In a 7-game series, let us put the ball on the court and see what can happen. The Warriors, they are
Yeah.
doing having a little small identity crisis, which is expected when you have one of your best players out for 2 years. Klay Thompson's finally back, and you can see he's kind of finding his footing a little here, a little there. How'd you like his first week back?
Uh, it's expected. Clay's not gonna change for nobody. One, like Clay's gonna get his shots. He's gonna shoot the same shots. Clay's gonna play good defense. Clay is exactly who you expect him to be. That
Yeah.
sounds weird. He's exactly who you expect him to be. But like, it's gonna be some up and down with him. Like coming off injury, it's gonna be like hard to find his role, find his rhythm as a player. Because like Clay is the, I'm I'm not exaggerating when I say this, but I think Clay is the best 3-and-D player ever. So like I think it's going like he fits in naturally anywhere, but it's just finding his rhythm and everybody else finding their rhythm around him. And I think otherwise the Warriors will be back to giving the league nightmares.
Shit, you might be onto something with that. I mean, if you talk about the best 3-and-D, he definitely the best three at the shooting end of it in all the 3-and-D categories, and he's a hell of a defender as well. So yeah, he probably could be the best 3-and-D defender ever. You might be that might be accurate.
Yeah, that's my opinion. I don't know. Do your
Might be
research
accurate.
or whatever if you got something with me, but
Nobody comes to mind that I could say that could top that right now.
yeah,
So yeah, you might be onto something with that. And yeah, the Warriors are going to struggle with the other guys, I think, finding their roles in the system around Clay. I'm excited to see how Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins specifically adjust to the new Steph and Clay once Draymond is healthy too. Because when them three together, it's like the three musketeers in company. So I want to see how that's going to go.
oh man, I just think a little bit these struggles right now are also highlighting like how important Draymond is as a player, um, as a leader, and like just his like everything that he brings to the game. Like I think he's one of the best communicators in basketball, which is like an unspoken thing that people don't really talk about is like how big communication is. But he's one of the best
Man,
communicators, arguably one of the best defenders, best team
fantastic
defender in my
passer.
eyes. Like yeah, he I think he's an ideal for like kids. If you got a high school kid like and he not the best scorer, like yo, you can do something else. Like I'm not minimizing what he does and says anybody can do it. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying he knows who he is and he's like maximized that. And I think
Yeah.
that's so important is just knowing your strengths and maximizing that and be the best version of yourself. Be a star in your role.
Yeah, I heard Draymond once say he was like people always complain about me and nag me for not shooting the ball. He was like, "Why the fuck would I shoot? I got Steph and Clay." Like you just said, he knows his roles. He's like, "Why would I take shots? I got the two best shooters of all time on the same team, and then y'all gave me Kevin Durant. Of course, I'm not about to shoot." So, like you said,
Right.
Draymond knows his role, and that's very important for that Warriors team, and they're gonna be fine come April. They're gonna be fine come April. A team that I am worried
Yeah.
about, though, come April is the Atlanta Hawks. Right now, the Hawks are in kind of a funk. Last 10 games, they didn't
Hmm.
dropped about 8 of them.
Yeah.
And they also dropped one against the Heat on January 14th.
Yeah. That Hawks team they had some early success and it was like I know they had some protocol issues, some injury issues. The guys have been in and out. Clint Capella's been in and out. and he's kind of anchoring their defense. But
Yeah.
like, I'm kind of worried about those guys. I know Trae Young is an all-star. He should be an all-star. He should have been an all-star last year. Should be an all-star this year. And
Mm-hmm.
I hope they pick it up for his all-star sake. And like, I just think those guys are struggling to find some rhythm and I'm not gonna say an identity, but like
That
on that
second
side of the
guy.
ball.
That second guy. They need that
Yeah,
second guy.
yeah,
John Collins is the heart, the Draymond almost to the Atlanta Hawks. He the energy, shot blocker, dunk on a couple of guys, and he's extremely talented as hell. He can do everything, but I still would prefer a second scorer to have with John Collins
yeah,
and Trey personally. Not that Collins can't score. I think he's a great player. But I think you could have one
yeah.
more wing or guard that kind of goes with those two. And I think they're trying to figure out if that's going to be Kevin Huerter or DeAndre Hunter, or they got to go fishing again.
I think they wanted to be DeAndre Hunter. That's probably part of the reason they shipped out Cam Reddish. But
Yeah.
DeAndre Hunter's been in and out of the lineup with injuries, and that's primarily it. Like I don't think he's found like a complete rhythm yet. Like
Yep.
we've seen some flashes of like, oh, okay, he can hoop. Like we've seen some flashes and he can hoop. He can defend. He got long arms, but like it hasn't been like he hasn't found his rhythm yet. And that's I think given some consistency, like we'll see that.
Yeah, with the Hawks as a whole right now is consistency, but they did go up against I think one of the most underrated teams this year, kind of going under the radar, which is weird to say, the Miami Heat. These guys are actually a title contender still. I mean, they added Kyle Lowry
Yeah.
and it's been perfect. You got Tyler Hero coming off the bench giving you 20 plus. He gave the Hawks 24 and hit 2 dagger threes late against Atlanta to put them away. How dangerous is this Miami Heat team you actually think moving forward?
Tell you the truth, we have no idea. Like
They ain't
we have
been
not
healthy
seen
yet.
them. We have not seen them healthy. Bam just came back. That's one of my favorite players, and I think every year he's in the league, he's going to be a threat to be Defensive Player of the Year. Jimmy's one of my favorite players. He embodies what a leader is, and like he makes
Mm-hmm.
everybody else better. He makes these guys better by just allowing them to be themselves. And then you got Kyle Lowry, who's like I was talking about, is like a mini version of Jimmy, who's who's going to do whatever it takes. Those guys are dogs. Those are all dogs. Bam, Jimmy, Kyle Lowry, PJ Tucker. They don't care what it takes to win. They're gonna try to win. That's like, and I think that's like when you got type guys like that, and the shooters that you got, like you always got a chance
Man.
to be in the game. You always got a chance to be in the game. I ain't gonna say you
Yeah,
don't win it, but you got a chance to be in it.
you got a chance to hang around, and they brought 2 championship winners over. You bring in Kyle Lowry and PJ Tucker, 2 guys that have been to the mountaintop now and got it done. You add them with Eric Spoelstra, Karan Butler. Like that's gonna be a tough, nitty gritty team, but they're gonna be able to score and get buckets. And I feel like that's what we're kind of seeing this year. But like you said, man,
Yeah,
we have no clue what the ceiling is because of they ain't been healthy yet, but they still been getting it done.
we haven't even seen Oladipo. We have not seen Oladipo. We don't know what he is right now.
Man, if he's half of what he was, they're gonna be even better.
Yeah, yeah.
Another team I want to talk about, we saw January 15th, Raptors and the Bucks. We finally got some TV time for my man Fred VanVleet. Pascal gave Giannis a triple-double. Man, this Toronto Raptors team, they not making no noise this year, but I don't think they need to blow up the house anymore. I used to think they need to blow up the team and start from scratch. I think they have been able to do a successful reload by addition Kyle Lowry, got Pascal and Fred, and I love Scotty Barnes.
Oh man, I love this team because like when you talk about dogs, we talk about Memphis. I think this is a team full of dogs too, who don't care, who just want to win, who are gonna come out here and compete. They don't care what you said about KD. They don't care about Giannis. They trying to
Yeah.
win. So I think Nick Nurse he game plans well. I think Fred VanVleet don't give a damn about anybody, and he just trying to hoop, and he looking like an all star this year. Gary Trent Jr. He's playing hard,
Love Gary
and
Trent, man.
you talk they got a bunch of wings who can dribble, pass, shoot, defend. They got a bunch of guys who are just in like they got the intangibles and they can be flipped around. Like Scotty Barnes is balling.
Balling, man.
He's like Pascal. Like he's giving you some points, he's giving you some rebounds. He might give you some assists too. Like and he's playing defense. Like these guys are, I feel like they're doing what basketball is like. It's what it should look like.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? At all
100%.
heights, you got dudes who can shoot, who can pass, and they gonna compete. I know some people are like, oh, they're not gonna compete for a championship, but like they trying to win every game. And like that's as a competitor, that's how you respect the game. That's how you respect the game. Don't tank. Just go out there and compete. Whatever you got, you got. Let's hoop.
Yep. And that's what I love about it. Like you said, this the hanging in there, man. Keep fighting. And if you have a team like that that's showing they can fight when no one expects them to be great, now you got people who actually want to come there. Might want to come to Toronto. Who knows? They never had a huge free agent signing, but they might get one. Who knows? But
Yeah,
I think you can now. I think going into the year, people question if it was time to ship Pascal Siakam, go ahead and rebuild. I think now you hold on to Pascal, you hold on to Scotty and Fred VanVleet, and you build with those guys. I think they got enough there.
yeah. They got enough to compete, and man, and that's really what, like I said, that's what the game is about,
What it's about,
competing.
man.
I like Gary Trent. I like their young guys that they like.
OG,
They bring these guys in. That OG, Malachi Flynn when he's in the rotation. I
Malachi.
think he got
Yep.
game. I think him getting more minutes, he's gonna look better, and probably not this year, but eventually he's gonna be like, we're gonna look at him like, oh, okay, he like
Yeah.
that. Malachi Flynn got game. So like Chris Boucher is another big dude, dribble, pass, and shoot. Like these guys are like they're long, they're athletic, and they can play basketball, and that's all that, you feel me. The rest is gonna be shit.
I'm not too worried about the Bucks losing that game. The Bucks haven't been healthy much this season at all. They just trying to make the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs full health. Once they make it, you got Giannis, Drew Holiday. That's enough. But I want to point out Giannis was 17 from 17 from the free throw line on January 15th. It's like his second game that last week where he had another 18 for 19 game. He's been figuring out that free throw issue, it seems like.
I don't think I'm not really surprised, just because you see a dude like that, he's only gotten better every year. Like every year. Like it's not it's not gonna happen overnight. The free throw thing not gonna happen overnight. The shooting thing not gonna happen overnight. Maybe it won't happen. But when he put the work in, he's already a defensive player of the year. He's already an MVP. He can find his role. Like just because he's not gonna be able to come out and shoot like KD. But you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like he's putting in the work and it's showing. So like I love Giannis. I love Giannis, and I love his humility. I love when he comes out and he's like, you know what, I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I'm not that
I'm
good.
not there yet. I'm not KD. I'm not after you just beat KD. I'm not KD. That's it's funny to me, but
It is.
it's like so humbling. It's so humbling. I love that. I love that about him, and I think he's a good role model for kids to like just get better, no matter where you at. Just get better. Just get better.
Last game I want to recap, the 15th, we got the Bulls and the identity searching Boston Celtics. Boston pulled off a 114-112 win that game, but the Bulls are without Zach LaVine for a little bit. I want to point out from Chicago, I love that rookie from Illinois, Ayo Dosumo. He's nice.
Mm-hmm.
He can fill it up.
Yeah, he is. DeMar kind of took him under the wing. He's a big guard. And he just played basketball. Like he's basically listening to what he has to do. They coming off the bench and he's just playing basketball. Shouldn't have went in the second round
No
in the first
chance.
place, but it is what it is. And now he's home in Chicago balling. I think that game is kind of funny because I feel like Zach LaVine and DeRozan are like what people want Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to be.
For
But like
real.
it's like seasoned versions of them. They're like seasoned versions of them too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
Tatum and Brown are like what people want Zach LaVine, and I mean what Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan like they think they are. You know what I'm saying? Like they're older versions. They get to their spots. They get to the free throw line. They kind of just like polished buckets. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And the Celtics are scrambling. I think they might eventually they're gonna need to make some moves, but they might eventually try to ship one of them off because before they become seasoned like they're supposed to. So I'm kind of up in the air on the Celtics right now. Not those two guys specifically, but the
Team.
team around. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been very critical of Boston for like the last 3 to 4 years, I feel like, but you and I touched on it one time off the show. It's hard for two young guys to both attempt to like prove themselves of how great they are and how great their team is at the same exact time. Like that's why I think it's easier for DeMar and Levine to do this. They're already solidified. DeMar, you know who DeMar DeRozan is. You ain't got to ask no questions, no Google search needed. I'm DeMar DeRozan. Like I think Tatum and Brown are both trying to make a name for themselves still, and they're both trying to be a leader on the same team. And I'm a
Mm.
firm believer. If there's two leaders, there ain't no leader.
Mm-hmm. I know you said you talked about blowing it up, but I think they can coexist. But like they need a legit traditional guard who can get everybody else involved. I love Jaylen Brown. I think Tatum got game. I love Jaylen Brown though because I think he's scoring like off the ball as well. But I just don't think they're like polished yet. It's kind of hard for me to like. I want to say like they should be able to work even though they're young guys because they both got the bag. Like they
They
both
got
got that bag.
bags.
Like y'all getting paid, so it don't really matter what anybody's saying. It's just like
It's just
who's ever better.
hard to make it flow though, because you'll see sometimes Tatum might have it for two straight possessions. Brown don't touch it. Then Brown get for two straight possessions, and then Tatum don't touch it. So it's kind of like a unbalanced offense. They need a guard like a Rondo. I was saying they need a guard like a Rondo, man, who ain't afraid to look them off and control the offense. And hey, this possession you don't get it, but they need something like that to balance it out. Because if not, they just gonna do the Dame and CJ. You get some possessions, I get a couple possessions. You get a couple possessions, I get some possessions, and that ain't winning basketball, especially not in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
it's like they everybody talks about how they try to get these ISO buckets, but like they're not. They need to find how to make it easier on themselves. Get to the free throw line,
They
get
work
these
so
catch and shoot.
hard.
Just make it easier for yourself, and that's what they need. Somebody who can do that for them. Uh, I like Ricky Rubio before he went down as a trade prospect, but a lot
Yeah.
of things is not a lot of traditional guards in the game. Like basketball kind of like shunned that like just being a pass first guard. Like we want our guards to score a bunch of points now, and like now you want a traditional guard. Like that's what you craving now. So that needs to be respected.
Craving it because they got Peyton Pritchard. He can shoot that thing, but he's not the guard that they need.
Mm,
And you're 100% right. They work. I watched the Celtics play. They work so hard to score. Like Jaylen Brown and Tatum, it'd be sweet, but it's just like, man, you could have gotten that done so much easier. And like,
mm.
I wish you'd have to take 20 shots to get your 25 points. Like, there's got to be I think they'll have another new coach soon, probably. Unfortunately for my black man there, and they need a new point guard if they want to keep the band together. If not, I think one of the lead singers gonna have to go solo.
I think one of them will go before the coach does right now. Just
I do
because he
too.
just got there, I think one of them will go before that, and it might be this year, but I hope not. Like I said, we on opposite spectrums with this one. I feel
Yeah,
like it can work. You got to bring the right pieces in, but whatever knows. Like right now, they're not even in the playoffs. Like
and
these are
that's
two of the
not
best dudes in the league. Like
in the
it's
league.
simple.
And a couple of years ago, they was a shot. They were close to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple of years ago. So it's tough,
Yeah,
man. It's tough.
yeah.
Um, Players of the week. Who do you give your players of the week to last week, man?
Uh, got in the East. I got Darius Garland, the shifty bucket
Bucket.
in Cleveland. Hey, dude is shifty. I would not want to be on the island with Darius Garland. He also put up a triple double. Like, come on, bro,
Yes,
you putting up your
sir.
dubs. He might get an All Star bid because Cleveland is definitely surpassing the expectations. Uh, and then in the West, I got Anthony Simons, who's showing what he can do. He's showing what he can do and giving his opportunity. So like, he's giving Portland something to think about right now. I'm not saying he's Dame. I'm not saying that, but like if it's time to move on, it might be time to move on, and and you'll be okay. You'll be okay. You'll survive. Probably a couple years down the road. I think he's
Hmm.
nice and he's done a good job.
Anthony's the definition of what you touched on in the show last week, man. Just be ready for the opportunity. Stay ready. Stay ready. He been there for a couple years and just grinding. Like we're shocked at how good he is, but Dame talked about it, CJ talked about it, Coach talked about it. None of them were shocked. They're all like, yeah, he had 30, yeah, he had 40, yeah, we expect him to score that. Like he's been
Mm.
doing that. Y'all just ain't seen it. He's been giving us issues in practice though. So like that was great for me to hear, and I hope everybody else heard that. Like he didn't just come up overnight. You just start Googling him finally.
I think a big thing is the dude came in the league at like 12. Like, bro, he came in like
He was
18.
so young, man.
Like, and like dudes don't just come in. Like, we be wanting instant gratification, and
Yep.
like especially out of these young dudes, like, bro, like they not even old enough to drink. Like in
Relax.
Canada, they not old enough to drink in Canada. Like they 18 years old, bro. Like so, like to see him flourish like on his right timeline. That's the right timeline. They were patient with him, and that's good to see. Like that's paying your investments paying off. But sometimes these teams give up on these dudes too quick, or they draft them too quick, and they're not ready, or they
Yep.
not like, or they not given the right opportunity because of like they weren't ready for the opportunity. So I think he was given the right opportunity. He's in a good space. But it's other dudes who are like victims of that who come out too early and not given the right space to succeed.
Oh, 100%. I'm gonna give my players of the week in the Eastern Conference. My boy Fred Van Fleet, man, gigantic W against the Bucks. Man, he put on a show. I got to give it to him. He also had a 50-point in a pass. So like
Yeah,
he's quietly a great scorer. You don't score 50 in the NBA and not be a great scorer. He's
yeah.
quietly a great scorer. And Western Conference, Ja Morant. I mean, Ja Morant. Whew.
Setting the league on fire.
Yeah, man. Say nothing else to talk about, man. Ja. um, bunch of injuries, man. Got some injuries coming out of camp here.
Hmm.
KD out 6 to 8 weeks. We just briefly touched about Dame out 6 to 8 weeks. What's this timeline like for these for teams having these huge injuries right before the trade deadline? It puts them in
Uh,
really tough spots, I'm sure.
it puts teams in a tough spot. It puts these players in a tough spot, man. Um, I know when you have an injury, you coming back. You know, sometimes we. I'm gonna touch on the Dame injury real quick. Is like his is a nagging injury, and we've kind of questioned like, oh, was Dame been like, was Dame all right? Like Dame's been down this year. Like Dame's been hurt for a while. They say, and he's getting the cortisone shots, and is just playing through it. So I'm glad he's sitting down, getting his surgery, and sometimes as players you need to be protected from yourself. Like
Got to, man.
like we so prideful sometimes we just like, oh no, I can play through it. I'm good. I'm just hurt.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But like you think you can compensate, like, I can still do this. I can still like nah, you need to sit down and rest your body, take care of your body take care of you. Uh but like some of these guys is like some of these teams, your timeline. Like like if you know what I'm saying, like I love Portland, I love Dame, but like right now the spot they in, they not like competing right now. So like the writing's kind of like on the wall
It's on
with
the
them.
wall.
Like
You just don't know who though. Everybody looking
yeah,
like, is it gonna be me? No, everybody, I don't know. Who's it gonna be?
yeah, and I know oh just talking about these guys are like human again. That's another thing, bro. Like I know Dame talks about like if he's traded, everybody else can be traded. Like if he's traded, he's trading like changing lives. He knows what he means to that city and that organization.
Yeah.
Like he's changing lives. Like these guys got to move up their families. So like that's part of the reason why he's like, I want to stay in Portland. Like he knows the effect a trade would have.
It's gonna be big, man. And feel terrible about the KD injury, man. He was having another MVP caliber season,
Yep.
picking up the slack with no Irving, just him and James and the company. So out 6 to 8 weeks on KD on another knee injury, unfortunately. I hope he comes back great. I'm
Mhm.
excited to see not injury related, but trade related. Cam Reddish traded to New York. I'm
Mhm.
excited to see how that plays out. That's going to be, I think, something that takes time to plan out, and I hope that the
Mhm.
Knicks are ready for the patience that that's going to take.
Yeah. I know Cam Reddish is a bucket. He has his peers respect. And that's like I said, that's the biggest thing as an athlete. I think he's gonna thrive in New York given the right opportunity. I know it's some political
There's a
aspects
lot
there
going
because
on there.
you got guys like Evan Fournier who's ahead of him because he's getting that check. But I think he's gonna thrive. Eventually, might not be this year. It might be a little
Hmm.
latter year. I think it's gonna be a little tougher with Julius Randle and his ball handling responsibilities. But I think like given the right pieces around them, they got something special in New York.
I agree, man. And let's talk about some of these young players right now. Players, period, honestly, just thriving in their roles.
Hmm.
I want to touch on first Miles Bridges, man, Michigan Flint boy. I saw him score 30 against Charlotte, 38 with
38,
Charlotte,
my man.
38. I mean, that's a 40 piece where I'm from. He scored 40.
Yeah,
That's
that's that.
he has expanded his game so much from being a dunker.
Yeah, he putting the ball on the floor. He's shooting a three ball. And like I said, bro, like Miles is it's so funny because like one, his rap career, fire. Go get that. Fire, go get that RTB, that Miles Bridges, man. Go check that out. Go get that. ESPN, Miles
Not for
Bridges, Cherry Rush.
kids. Keep not for kids. Like listening to Slim Shady in 2002.
Listen, listen, he just letting you know he's still from Flint. But Miles Bridges is balling, bro. He about to get a bag this year,
Yeah,
as he should. Are in the conversation for most improved. He putting the ball on the floor, and that team is just fun.
fun, man.
They scoring a lot of points. They run it up and down the court. They fast breaking. It's all of it, man. They putting on a show. And is he the best dunker in the league? Also, like, come on, man. It's
He's
some body
my.
bags out there.
I need to see him in the dunk contest. That's all I'm saying.
He was in the
This
dunk
year,
contest.
I want him in it this year. Nobody. Last year's All-Star game was whack. Ain't nobody even counting that stuff.
Yeah.
I need this year dunk contest, man. Miles, he could be the best. He could be definitely the best in-game dunker. Him and your boy Obi Toppin.
Yep.
Obi got some stuff too. You pointed out your boys out there in Denver Nuggets got two young guards playing amazing in their roles.
Man, I'm three. I'm shouting out Monte Morris too. Started.
Yes,
He's
sir.
starting right now, but I think he's the best backup point guard in the NBA. Man, he's steady. He can score a little bit. His stat line might not look like gaudy, but like when you watch him, he's patient. He's getting everybody involved. It's kind of hard because you got a big and Jokic who's playing point center, so he's
Right.
taking some of my like responsibility. But I think Monte Morris is like what you he's what you want your high school point guard, your college point guard to be. He's
Yeah.
taking care of the ball. He can score the ball. He's getting everybody. He's nice. Uh, Bones Highland is a rookie who's going under the radar right now.
Shooter.
Dude can just score the ball off the dribble. He got handles. It's kind of hard for him in that rotation with Facu and Monte Morris and Jokic also like being the point guards. But like he's nice, and I feel like he might not thrive there, especially with Jamal Murray coming back. But he's gonna thrive. He's gonna be a star in this league. And then Facu, that's a player, man. You see, like he's just getting whatever he's doing, whatever he does,
He a
whatever it
pest,
takes.
man. I would hate to play against him. Hate to play
Yeah,
against him.
he's short. He's strong. Like you feel like you can score on him. Like we feel like we can just go out there and throw on our sweatpants and score on him. Like no, it's not happening, bro.
Not happening.
He playing for his check. That's a man who playing to feed his family. You feel me? So like he's crafty. He's getting everybody involved, moving the ball on offense, defensively. Like he's just annoying and everywhere. So like if you're an undersized guard, go watch Facu.
Go watch Facu for sure.
That's what you need to just compete. He needs all of that just to compete and be on the court.
That's it at the highest level, man.
Yeah.
He's putting in his work. And last but not least, shout out to Detroit Pistons, man. Not much going on in Detroit, but Sadiq Bey is having himself a hell of a season quietly. I thought he was just a standstill, knockdown shooter, 36%, 38%, have a good career knocking down threes, Peja Stojakovic. Nah, Sadiq is a lot more than that. I'm seeing he's getting to the block, he's dunking on folks. I've seen him reversing a little bit. Sadiq's really expanding his game, and it's happening very quick.
Yeah, I seen him out of Villanova. The dude is nice, dog. He got game. He's shooting. He can shoot the ball. One.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the staple.
Yeah, he's shooting the ball. He's putting it on the floor. Next to K, watching these guys develop is gonna be nice. And being here in Michigan, that's what I love to see. That's what I love to see is Sadiq Bey, and he can play defense as well. So like, I'm just excited for their development.
Don't hold your breath, man. It is Detroit. They known to make it hurt. Football fans know all about that.
No,
we
ain't touching. We ain't gonna talk about the Lions.
They know to hurt your feelings.
Turn the corner.
Looking ahead, man, we got a couple of good games coming up over the next couple of weeks. I want to highlight that January 23rd game. We got the Jazz and the Warriors. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for this game. I want to see what Clay we get because it's going to take some time, like you said, for us to find Clay. I want to see if he explode real quick for a game against a Utah Jazz team that every year I'm confused on if they can win a title or not. I never know.
Yeah, yeah, man. That Utah Jazz team be so up and down. Like I'm surprised if they're not frustrated with each other. To be honest, like these guys, like we see every year they at the top of the rankings. Like okay, Utah might compete. You know, they every year like they got pieces, they got the gems, but like it hasn't shown. Like they won some tough games, yes,
Yeah.
and you know it's a tough environment to play in Utah. But like I think that's a game it's gonna be a good game one, and we need to see if like which Utah, who are you? Who's Utah?
And which Utah team gonna come? Yeah. Which
Yeah,
one we gonna get? The one at home, Utah at home is a great team because I mean, who
yeah,
wants to travel and play in Utah? So they got the second best home court advantage I think in basketball behind the Toronto Raptors.
yeah,
But when money time comes, it's always like, oh, it's just Utah. I can't really take it serious yet. Like
yeah.
it's Utah, you know. But this could be the year, so I'm interested to see on the 23rd if they kind of I think beat the best team in basketball, which is the Golden State Warriors. We get the Hornets and the Raptors, January
Yeah.
25th.
I'm excited about that. It's gonna be high scoring because the Hornets don't play defense.
Nope.
I think LaMelo and Fred VanVleet are kind of
That's,
competing for that All Star spot a little bit.
that's
I
gonna be
think
good.
I would edge out Fred, but like I think like that's gonna be a good game. Uh, they're close to each other in rankings, so I think that's gonna be a good game. I just like that. I just like that aspect, man. So I talked about the Raptors. The Hornets got a bunch of guys who can give you 20 any night in Rozier, LaMelo, Hayward, Miles Bridges. Anybody can give you like 20 a night. Kelly Oubre,
Gordon
but
Hayward.
they're not playing defense though. So
No,
like
they're not checking
it
at
should be
all.
a good game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real good one. And after that, the Raptors got to go play one of the best defensive teams in basketball, the Chicago Bulls. If they're healthy, you're gonna get a lot of guards, Fred. You're gonna see a lot of different people at you. And Chicago, I love Chicago, man. I think they have might have like the most exciting core of guards in the NBA. Like not just the starters, the bench too. They got
Mm.
like 5 to 6 guards, and I love watching all of them play. You know, Kobe Wright, Caruso, Lonzo Ball. We just talked about Ayo from Illinois.
Mm.
They got so many guards over there. They just need some big man besides Nikola to help them out. And
Yeah.
Nikola is gonna have his hands full against Pascal and the Raptors.
Yeah. We're not gonna see Zach LaVine, and the
No.
Bulls kind of like struggled a little bit without Zach, and I think I'm kind of curious on how they respond because I know Zach and DeMar carrying a lot of their scoring load. So I'm curious of like who's gonna be that
Score.
third guy,
Yeah.
really, because I think Vucevic can come in and handle his own. He's a proven guy. He give you 20 and 12. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So like, who's gonna be that third spark for them? And that's gonna show me is like, are they really ready like to compete? Like, if we can get another guy to come produce for us, like we got Zach, we got Demar, we got Vooch, but like we need guys.
Yeah. The teams that are ready to compete, their best player goes out, second best player goes out, and they still moving. They got a guy and a role player. They got 2 role players that can combine to get his 20 points for you. They haven't got 25 on the bench, but they got 15 and 10. And,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's gonna be consistent, like the Grizzlies had when Ja was out. They can keep winning games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be important to see, like you said, with Chicago for sure. Trade deadline, February 10th, less than 30 days away now. Let's be here before we know it.
Yes,
Give
sir.
me 5 teams you think must make a move before the trade deadline,
All right.
for the better or for the worse.
Once again, man, when these trades, man, I know these guys are human. They have families. They got lives. Like they don't want. I'm not just like you wouldn't tell anybody just go pack your stuff and move to Utah.
You
Go
feel me?
move. Go move to Colorado. Like you wouldn't tell nobody like that. But like I think some teams do need to make some moves, like just business wise. Like one team I got is the Indiana Pacers. I'm sick of the mediocrity. They just got 20-point guys just they sitting there wasting their careers like they're under 500. They're not competing.
Oh,
So I think Indiana needs to restart. Um, I think the Hawks are in trouble. I think the Hawks need to. They made the Cam Reddish move. They need to do something though. They need to do something
yeah,
to spark
another
that
one.
team.
Another move.
Yeah. The Boston Celtics, of course. The Celtics need to do something. I don't know if they're gonna do the blockbuster trade like you said, but I think they need to.
I don't see it either.
They need to get somebody else in there. I seen they just traded for Bobo. I don't, but Bobo's not healthy. One,
He's not healthy, but he could start on that team. If they big man, he could play on that team.
Bobo can play when he is healthy. He can play. One, but that Celtics, I need to see them make a move and get into the playoff race.
Got to, man.
L.A.
Yeah.
The Lakers.
Last but
Just
not
something
least,
missing. It's not a roster like I don't know what move they need to make, but like it's not good right now. Like I can't put on paper like, oh, they need to do this. Like
yeah,
it's some big contracts over there that you got to move, and AD is out, yes, but they don't look good as a team right now.
it's like a Thanksgiving dinner meal. I don't know what's missing out of this pie here. Whatever ingredient you miss, I don't know what it is. I understand,
You
but
said
it's missing something though.
they gave you pumpkin pie. You wanted sweet potato.
Yeah, like something in this pie is missing. I don't know which ingredient specifically, but y'all missing something here. And you're right. The Lakers are definitely everyone's number one team to make a trade. Number two for me, the Detroit Pistons. I think the Pistons got to make a move. I think Jeremy Grant is too good of a player for them to keep. I think he's a good player. 1 year left on this deal. Time to get that contract out of here. I think he can help a lot of teams. A lot of teams
want him.
Yeah, it depends what Detroit is going to say yes to, but the Lakers, look out. I think the Dallas Mavericks could be a team that can use a trade. I feel like they're at a spot with KP getting older and not healthy always by any means. They need one more scorer to add to that. They got a lot of pressure on Luka, and I feel like Tim Hardaway is getting older as well. I feel like they need another scorer to go along with Luka, for nights when KP ain't gonna be here, which seems to be decently consistent. Then I also want to see the Blazers. I think with Dame being out 6 to 8 weeks, this is a great opportunity to make a move. It'd have to be CJ, which sucks. Like you said, I don't want to say that to anybody, but I do think I think Boston has another year to do another run at this. I think Trailblazers has ran this course. I think Dame and CJ they tried as hard as they could to get it done. I love them both. Fantastic scorers, great players, but it ain't working. You can't keep.
I think if one of gone, both are gone though. I don't think you get enough back from either one of them to still like do what you want to like to be able to compete like you should.
You don't. You definitely don't. And that's the thing. I don't know if Portland's ready to make that move because now you go from playoffs to no more playoffs. At least Boston's in a spot where they can move one guy, and they already not in the playoffs right now anyway. So the hurt ain't gonna be as bad as for Portland. But you're right. It might be tough to just move one of those dudes.
Yeah.
Well, that's a wrap, y'all. 2.5. The re-up is finally done. I'm gonna make sure this one saves and record. But before it ends, D Ev, I know you got a message for the people today.
Of course, man. Like I said in episode 2, man, it's a message inspired by Myron, man. And that message is like basically spend time with your people, man. Choose your people, choose your loved ones every time. Like I know we say money is important. I know we got other responsibilities in life, but choose your loved ones. Spend that time because life is short. Life is short, and then like you gonna wish for you and for them. Like you gonna wish you had that time back. So choose your loved ones, spend your time. I don't mean necessarily like your family. I don't know your family is like if you got family issues, but your friends are your family too. You got your friends, like whoever like you love. Go spend time with them and let them know you love them. Let them know.
Yep, because that mug would be. Next thing you know, you're talking about how you regretting not answering text messages for somebody, So you definitely want to go ahead and show your love to people who who love you. Recuperate that. I feel like, especially in man, it'd be all so tough to not say I love you. I ain't saying I love him. Man, it's cool, bro. It's cool.
Just pick up the phone, man. Bro, just pick up the phone. Tell them you appreciate them, you love them. Talk to you later. Boom. That's all it takes,
that's
man.
it, bro. You ain't got. Yeah, that's it, man. I think that's very important, and those dudes gonna appreciate that too. So you hit that's a great word of advice for everybody for sure. All right, D.
All right, man.
We can't prepare for episode 2. We gotta get the fresh braids, get the fresh line up. We can't prepare, man. We can't prepare for this episode, y'all. So stay tuned for Anomaly.
Hold up. Is that? Let me see that. What you got on, man? Let me. Is
You know
that
I got
sports time
got
with
the
Mike?
merch on. I'm gonna get you one
Man,
ASAP.
yeah, we need all promos. Let me see all promos for that, man.
We got you, man. Sportstimewithmine.com for the record to get all the merch. But no, we're gonna
Yes,
get
sir.
one sent your way ASAP, man. I got a black medium hoodie waiting for you.
Yes, sir. It's cold up here. I need that.
Yeah. All right, my guy. We're gonna talk, y'all. Stay tuned, man. Anomaly.
All right.
Peace.
Anomaly, a podcast presented by Sports Time with Mine.